Hey, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear. Community, YouTube. Let's start.
So the cat is looking to speak. Now we're gonna let him speak.
You're
Great.
supposed to have me on like the admin tab here.
You're in. Hey, you're in.
Okay. Okay, so I don't know what the noise is going on the YouTube channel, but it sounds horrible. It sounds like someone's scraping a chalkboard. I'm pretty sure loads of other people hear that. It's terrible. Are we kicking this off then? Are we starting this AMA?
Let's get this.
Yeah, pop it in. So yeah, that's great.
All right. Well, yeah. Hello, friends, family, dogs, cats, whatever you are. Division concerts AMA, not just the concerts too. That's important. And yeah, you've been waiting. It's good stuff. So we've got the whole team here, and they can introduce themselves however they like. If you want to help out, you can spread the hashtag, Ryoshis Vision AMA, or I guess Ryushi's Vision, make some noise. And yeah, we'll let the team speak now. Try and introduce yourselves. Tell us what you do and what's your place in the community. How'd you help?
Okay, well, I'll start it off. I am the cryptologist. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. I wear a lot of hats here, but mostly I help out with the music side of things and marketing in general, and then just mostly helping out with the communities as well. In the Telegram and the Discord side of things. You'll see me hanging out in the Discord a lot, and not really a community manager or anything, but I just like hanging out with the people all the time. So yeah, that's me.
Bruno, chef.
So first of all, just take 1 second here to thank you, Kat, for hosting this. This is going to be an amazing day, I hope. And I hope everybody will have a great time. This is the first time yes, of course. At the end, we can check and see if we're going to invite you again for the next one. But anyhow, just to put some words here to the community, it's the first time I'm addressing everybody. So I'd like to thank a lot for all the support that the community has put on the project and on the team and all the trust that we have up to now. My role in the community at the moment is just being an admin, which means I try to convey in the best way possible the inputs that we have. We are a decentralized project, so we have the consideration of all the inputs and try to evaluate them in a way that it just makes sense, what must be implemented in each order. So I'm like acting at the moment as an organizer of those structures and so. And yeah, so that's pretty much a short introduction because we want to talk about RVC today, our first upcoming utility after the white paper was released. And I can't wait to cover some of the questions that we have, and yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, chef, finally, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm going to go in Spanish for a little now to say hello to my Latin community and Spanish-speaking community. Saludos a todos. Soy Crypto Chef y estoy aquí en la comunidad para ayudarles a todos, encargado de lo que es la página web y todo lo que es las redes sociales también, la conexión entre la comunidad latina. So in English now, I'm working here in the project as a volunteer and connecting the Hispanic people, Spanish-speaking people to the whole community and working with the website and head of the socials, okay?
That all? That all from the team?
Yeah, a lot of noise here.
Yeah, straight to the point. Let's get to it.
Good too. Well, the points to get to, I suppose, are talking about the token. Anyone want to kick off? People new, people old, or maybe people who didn't know much about it. Why don't you tell us what Ryushi's vision is about? Because I mean that's important. Knowing what the ethos is, what its functions are. Tell us more about this. What's the point of it? The token, story, whatever you got.
Yeah, we can cover this point as well. So let's start for it. Ryoshi's vision is one token that has envisioned the idea of Ryoshi about decentralization, equality, and how to bring ideas into motion and put in also to the reality. So once our Shiba Inu community started, actually not the whole community, but a specific part of it started asking about burns, our dev team has come together and decided to deploy a token that would have tokenomics implemented in a way that the burn aspect of it would be considered from the beginning. So we have deployed the token, and in the same context as the tokenomics from Shiba has done at the beginning by burning the half of the supply and then deploying the liquidity on Shiba Swap only. So our first deployment was only in the Shiba Swap, and we decided also to have tied the 1% burn for every transaction, also another 1% burn to go to a reward pool that would also reward the X-SHIB holders. And we did it because we got the idea of our token from the Shiba Inu community, and we also are investors and community members from Shiba Inu, and it just made sense to start the first reward cycle rewarding the X-SHIB holders. For those who don't know, the X-SHIB holders are the holders that take their SHIB into Shiba Swap in the bury area. So once the token was deployed, we saw the community coming together, and myself, I'm no exception. We are then the community itself. We build around the token and start being organized by Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is our dev. And from there, the community just grew and is growing since then. We had some nice moments already as the white paper release together with our burn side. And from that perspective, we hope to now move towards new utilities. We're going to have the AMA on the first one today. And our aim is to use those utilities to boost our ecosystem further and to be able, as I mentioned also in the introduction, to be able to adapt our structure of the team, of the project in a way that's just responding to the community. And for that, our DAO aspect will be also one of the upcoming priorities. With that said, we are going to first focus on our Ryoshi business concept, but at the end of this AMA, if we have some spare time at the end, we can still cover also general questions. This would be an amazing opportunity for us to see what the community is requesting and try to tackle all those points. Yeah, so this would be a short introduction to the token, how we have been deployed. We are here since almost 3 months now, and we are reaching 15,000 holders. And yeah, it's looking great. Our graphics awesome, and our community is amazing. And I can't wait to see how everything will be deployed in the next steps.
Right, yeah, sounds fantastic. It's good because I think the best part about Ryoshi's vision is, it's a reward in itself to be here and own the token as well as all the functions and interest that come with it. So, it's beneficial in so many ways, especially to even exist on its own. So, I think it's good. It's great. It's a great way to drag community together, as you say. So,
yeah, of course. Maybe final comment here. It's also a nice way to give a second chance for people that missed the amazing sheep trend that we have seen. And of course, we don't know exactly where we are going to reach. We support both communities in a really good way, and we try to collaborate in the best possible way when it comes to any kind of cooperation. And yes, we can't really wait to see how the next reward cycle will be distributed. We are discussing with our devs and along with the Shiba Swap team how we could set up this, and I hope that the community will love how the next reward cycle will look like.
And I'll add on to just as a quick point at the end. We talked about the creation of it, the purpose of it, but that was the original idea. And when we came together as a team, one of the things that we kind of decided together as a project team, and Wifey's been great about letting us kind of have a good autonomy as a project team on this. It was, hey, what would it look like? Because of course this is all an experiment in decentralization and community building, right? What would it look like if we partnered with the community in creating these work groups, in being a just large moving machine, right, together? And so we talked about that. How would that look? And it ultimately came out as different work groups that we're going to build, whether that's a coding work group, an art work group, a music work group, and it can be either on the quote unquote staff side of things, or it can just be in like a club area, like you see that we've set up in the Discord. And so just being in here is kind of a sense of partnership with everybody that's in the community. And we wanted it to feel that way, and we wanted to continue to feel that way. So that's why we've set up all these different channels that you can be a part of, all these groups that you can be a part of. And we're excited because we've been able to see some fast movement. I mean, we wrote our white paper in maybe about a month and a half, and it was partnership with different people in the community, right? And all the visuals that we've done, the website that we've done, this was all partnership with people in the community. And I think everybody's going to see the utilities and some of the fun stuff that we got coming out is going to be a testament to all of us working together.
Yeah, just quickly, Bruno, could you, Crypto Chef, you're hosting the OBS. Can you turn the volume up on desktop audio for it? Because people are saying they're having trouble hearing. And we don't really want to miss out.
Yes.
So
yes.
Just go ahead and adjust the gain, audio, volume, whatever you're going to do. I'm also streaming it on my Twitch, though, so if anyone misses it, they'll be able to hear the whole thing over there. So it's not a problem. It's not a problem either way. Yeah, anyway, that's good. We just move on to the next part. It's my document here. Give me a sec. Do we want to talk about a white paper at all? Is there anything good that you can focus on and talk about, maybe extend on, perhaps?
So for sure, the white paper is a document that it's a clear picture of how the community came together. So at the beginning, as cryptologists mentioned, when the community came together, Wi-Fi set up the values on which our building would be. So values as the equality and also how we would be able to give back to Shiba Swap and to the Shiba community. And based on that, we started creating a moderation group. Actually, the community proposed a moderation group, and from there we went to the phase where we built up the teams. And as already mentioned, everyone would be able to join our project team and start working on the projects and on the ideas that they have, and we would support these to be implemented. So with that first step done, we have created a project incubator. This project incubator would be exactly the enabling aspect of bringing these ideas into reality. And for that, we understand that any project is going to require budget, funds, and we are going to create also a mechanism with our DAO concept where the utilities will, if the community decides so, will give a specific amount to the project wallet, which would also be budgeted to allocations of those teams. So for example, if the community thinks that we should focus on listing, and they say that we would donate a specific percentage from the project wallet to the listing wallet, which is also existing, we would be able then to get these funds and also perform the activity. So at the end, we have created a structure which is flexible and can adapt to what the community wants. And this is going to be reflected in our DAO concept as well. So our white paper has covered exactly how our brand how our team came together and how the structure works. It's pretty much also laid out how our launch process took place, and our roadmap will be a little bit different from what we see from many projects. If we compare our project with, actually, I would say most of the projects, if we go to the roadmaps from common projects, we will see they're having Q1 expectation to have like X thousand members here, Y thousand followers there, but there's not really a clear picture of how they're going to get there. We want to make a little bit different. We don't want to be promising on dates, but we want to be informing on steps. And we will also not be focusing on hyping too much, because we think that our approach and organic growth will speak for itself, especially when it comes to the utilities that we're going to deploy. And this is going to be our focus. So from that point, we move forward to a roadmap which will be based on the utilities that will be also coming from the project incubator and will be voted by DAO in the future. So DAO will pretty much be covering different aspects of our project, the prioritization of which utilities we should be targeting, how the project funds will also be used. And here again, all the funds that we have that are in the project wallets, they are still not being used. So everything that has been done up to now has been bared by the community and the project team and the dev team. And we just want to give back to the community and make sure that this is really here a decentralized approach where everybody just gives as much as we can in order to make it happen. And as we see the results, this is happening pretty amazingly. And so this is how the white paper was written. So if you go there looking for a roadmap, you're going to find a well-detailed explanation of how the team is created. And Cryptologist also released an article shortly after the white paper where he covers exactly those utilities that are upcoming. One of them is the Ryoshis Vision Concert. And this is also why we are targeting to answer as much questions as we can from the community to this new utility. We would love to share as much as possible. We're going to cover the questions, and I think that once the utility releases, this is going to speak for itself. So I can't wait. I'm so excited about this moment, and personally being part of the whole project and being able to interact with the community is so amazing. And I think that we got this motivation in a way that our white paper also shows it. So if you have questions or if you want to understand a little bit more about the project, I highly recommend take some time, maybe grab your preferred beverage, go to a place where you want to relax a little bit, take our white paper and have a nice read. This is going to cover a lot of questions that we normally have, and our approach towards how we're going to implement utilities will also create an atmosphere where the community can participate a lot and avoid as much as we can the when question from the perspective of really putting pressure, but focusing on quality and on the deployment of the utilities.
Fantastic. Don't forget to also, read the roadmap and Medium posts. Those are some extras that will help you along the way with the white paper. So,
For sure.
Just going to try and slip in some easy questions here and there as we continue talking. So, how's the development going on the platform? How's that coming along?
Perfect. So, maybe Cryptologist, you want to take this one?
Yeah. Look, there's a few final things that we're just pretty much deploying, because understanding that in a platform like this, there's so many moving parts because, we're talking about code. We're talking about some new ideas that we're deploying as far as, and we're going to cover some of this stuff. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but, ideas on tackling the gas, the website, of course, organizing, different aspects with the artists that we have. So, of course, there's a lot of moving parts, but, we're rounding off the corner. It's going to be definitely sooner than later. You're going to start seeing after this, because, of course, all our plans that we do, are very ordered, right? So after this AMA, you're going to start seeing more and more concrete details. You know, of course, everybody says that they're tired of hearing all the soon and all this stuff, right? But whenever we, you know, just like as we did with the white paper, once we launched the vision paper, you started seeing more concrete details on stuff. So now that we're tackling this AMA, you're going to start seeing a lot more, you know, details on, hey, what's this next step right before we deploy Ryoshis Vision concerts, and how you can be a part of it on this next launch. So yeah, man, we're right around the corner, and we're about to ask the community to help us out with something on you know, getting this deployed.
Sounds fantastic. Don't worry about questions, by the way. If you guys have got those, if you can hold on to them till the end. It's not going to be the end. We'll have like a nice extended section where, you know, some of you come up, speak and ask questions, and if you're on the Twitch or the Discord, come in and ask questions there. Think up some questions, and if you might have it. It's an AMA for a reason. Remember that. So yeah, I want to talk about features of the platform. What's good about it? What makes it different? What makes it interesting?
All right, I'll take this one as well. So, you know, one of the things that we decided to tackle, you know, and I'm going to go back a little bit again. One of the things that we decided to tackle as a group, instead of tackling, you know, finance, decentralized finance, like, you know, certain other projects do, you know, we decided that our step and our move, our fingerprint in the world would be, you know, disrupting traditional industry. And, you know, we looked at what was important to the community. We saw that music, saw that gaming, you know, and a few other things were very important to the community. And these were things that we realized, like, hey, this is where crypto and blockchain technology hasn't stepped foot in yet, right? It's uncharted waters. There are some places that are doing that right now, but it's a very basic touch in that pool. And, you know, we said, hey, we've got a real opportunity to hop into this and make a big move and be pioneers in this. So, of course, naturally, one of the first things that we looked at was the music industry, right? And there's, you know, there's a lot of issues, and I'm not going to go too much into it just for the sake of time. But I think that a lot of people hear that if you've got an understanding of how the music industry is, how the music industry works, the labels that you work with, the corporations that you work with, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed, right? And so, you know, with these emerging blockchain technologies that are coming out, we understood, man, we've got the potential to do something great. So the idea was, you know, was brought up as Ryoshi's Vision Concerts, a platform for artists that they give these intimate, unplugged concerts to their fans in a direct peer-to-peer method, right? To where it's a direct interaction from the artist to the fan, where there's as little bit of a middle ground that you can find. They're not having to go through Sony to be distributed, which, you know, of course, we're not looking to change any of that. We're not looking at, you know, topple Sony or anything like that, right? But we're looking to have to provide another platform that you can have these direct interactions, and we've seen it in a non-crypto way in the likes of YouTube and the likes of TikTok, where you have people, you know, having a space to put content out there that, you know, direct to the person who's streaming them, and you've got people that, you know, would have never ever have had any kind of chance or opportunity or right in the traditional world to become famous, to become a person, to become known. And there's some power behind that. I mean, look at some of the biggest accounts on TikTok. I mean, it's literally some people that are just taking pictures of themselves all the time, or I guess in TikTok it'd be videos of themselves. In the case of Instagram, they're taking pictures of themselves, and they've got millions and millions of followers. You know, how is that possible? other than there is some kind of platform out there that is giving these people that launchpad. But again, the issue even with those is that those are highly centralized. They're still corporations at the end of the day. Instagram was owned by Google. TikTok was, I believe, it's Microsoft or Oracle. I think it was Oracle that ended up buying them. And so they're still highly centralized. And so we said, hey, how can we do this as a decentralized community? How can we create a launchpad for artists and fans that is decentralized, that are, they're voted in by the people, and there's a direct sale. We'll get more into that. Some of these questions that people ask are great, and we'll get more into that. But at the end of the day, it's a platform where an artist can bring an unplugged, carbon-free concert that is a direct sale to the fan. So we're excited about that.
Right, good stuff. Do you want to quickly touch on one of the members who isn't here, which is Wifey? Because people ask this question. I guess people beyond I know who Wifey is, but myself and some others included wouldn't know. So do you want to expand on Wifey a bit?
Well, for sure. Wifey is our dev, so pretty much it's the OG that's deployed the token. And Wifey has then had the idea, as I mentioned before, based on what we have observed from the Shiba Inu community towards, as again, not all the community, specific part of the community towards Burns. So after the deployment of the token, Wifey has managed the build-up of the team, and Wifey is not doxed, so it's not so easy to speak a little bit more on specific details. But to deploy the token, Wifey has reached out to the Shiba Swap team and tried to figure out a way on how to deploy the token in the Shiba Swap, and we have started the collaboration then with Shiba Swap there directly. But we are different projects. This is always really important to mention. Anyhow, we work and collaborate to deploy the specific tasks and utilities that are related to the collaborative tasks that are necessary to, for example, provide the Ryoshi as rewards to ex-ship holders and so on. So I'm not sure, Kat, if you have a specific question to Wifey, but as Wifey is not a doxed member, I'm not sure that I could go a little bit deeper. Only saying that Wifey is, we have VC'd already, and we have also chat, of course, a lot every day, pretty much. And just to inform that, at least from my personal perception, but also what I see as reception from the community, Wifey always represents the values that we have discussed. And it's pretty much based on kindness, any kind of interaction that we have. And it's always a pleasure to interact with her. And that would be a little bit more information to Wifey then.
Good answer. Gives you some good knowledge. Remember that doxing is just a way of people having a face to think about and remember if anything goes right or wrong. But it's not always important to know exactly who a person is. It just gives that some curiosity. But I'm a good example of why, well, not why, just it doesn't need to be a thing. So yeah, it's not super important really. I want to ask my own specific question. I want to put you on the spot here. Anyone can answer this, or you can all answer this. But I think a question that gets asked among many different communities and coins, all that, is what makes Ryoshi's vision different to not just itself, but everything. What makes it different on its own?
So I would like to take this one. I see every project, of course, as a different project, and they are indeed. We could categorize and say that many projects have those specific characteristics and other projects have those. Some points that I see differently in the Ryoshi vision project and community are, of course, first, we don't have a project wallet. So from the tokenomics point of view, so there's not like 5% taxes going to the dev wallet or something. Everything that we have goes directly to the project back, and we also have set up a way of making our project respond to what the community wants, so we can also bring the community into the works as well. So if we look at our project team, most of us are here from the beginning, and we have found a way of work together that also shows how trustful our collaboration is. And if I would say what makes our project special in our only one word, this would be trust. We trust our team, we trust our community members, we trust that all do the best. Sometimes, of course, a little bit miscommunication here and there happens, as in every relationship. But when we trust the others and we have kindness at heart, we know that we are able to overcome any kind of difficulty and any kind of challenge. And trust would be, in that case, the most important factor when it comes to our project to be really successful in the long run. Besides of that, we don't want to hype any kind of specific event. We want to let the community do the job of bringing the information home. We want that Ryoshis vision is a welcoming place where people will be discussing about it at the dinner table, about any idea that they have, because they discussed with someone at the Discord and they always feel welcome. So this is also something that we have implemented in our moderation guideline, and we also follow this. We have added to our structure compliance area, and compliance in that case would be just to make sure that what we have described for the guidelines is also being lived in the reality. And we live in a project where we always be actualizing ourselves and our project towards what we understand from the community. So if I would combine everything together, this would bring characteristics to the project which are unique, and I have not found this in almost any other project. So this would be, at least from my own perception, what makes Ryoshi's vision so different, by making everything, making the targets of our actions always being reflected by our values. And maybe as a small example here would be the first redistribution. At the beginning, we were thinking about taking this 1% that comes from every transaction and goes to a redistribution pool to be given to the X-Sheep holders. And initially we thought about, okay, we'll make it also related to how much X-Sheep each wallet will hold. But at the end, we saw that the biggest way, especially is centralized exchanges, would get a lot of Ryoshi. This would not be fair. And our target is to have equality as a core value. So we want to give everybody an equal possibility to a fresh start in our upcoming utilities. So this is why we have decided to spread the rewards in an equal way among the wallets. And it's going to be really interesting because we hope that the community will realize that the amount that they hold in the X-Sheep holders they have received, this is going to enable them in a lot of upcoming utilities. For example, the first one, but this is something that we will keep for a later point in time.
All right, solid stuff. Thank you for that answer. What else my stuff? Okay. Did anyone else want to add on to that, or were you guys fine with answering that?
Yeah, I'll say real quick. We're a bunch of different people working together, right? And so within the community, within the admin team, especially within the admin team, man, you're going to see us fighting a lot. No, I'm mostly kidding with that. But what I like about us is that since we were community members and we came and just kind of volunteered to help out, I think that each one of us kind of represents a different part of the community. You'll see that, Jeff is a little leaky. He likes to give leaks to the community. I personally, I'm like, no leaks, leak management, because I feel like there's actors that are within us sometimes that like to kind of hear what we got, take what we got. But that's what he likes to do, and that's fun for him. You see Bruno's a little bit more engineered mindset. and he speaks very, technically minded. And, he doesn't like to hype up a lot. I'm a little bit more of a hype beast. I'm out there kind of hyping it up. And I think that we all kind of represent different parts of the community. And we're all working together, right? And, whether we disagree on some stuff and we end up coming back together on certain things, at the end of the day, it's just one big community working together, one big autonomous machine that's moving really fast. So I think that's also kind of what separates us from people.
Awesome, exactly.
Very nice. Chef, anything to add yourself?
So sorry, I'm muted because of the noise here. But we always come together and we have different views on some points, like everyone on the community, but we always come together, and that's how this works. We are a community of different people, different thinking, but we are decentralized and we believe in a decentralized community. Love you all. And yes, I'm Licky.
Very good, very good. It's good that you all show this off, because I mean it's a good way to show off. Like you said, all volunteers, you just came together. That's the point of decentralization. It wasn't a team that just spawned out of the dust and went, hey, yeah, we make pay for this or whatever. It was just, yeah, we're all volunteers, we're all helping. That's good. That's important. Definitely pushes the point, especially what Ryoshi was all about. So, proud of you guys. Good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll just keep going with the community questions, because I'm assuming these were sent in, and then we can move to what was actual live questions, if you guys are good with that. Sounds good. All right.
That was good.
Yeah. We already covered who the developers of platforms are, so we don't have to worry about that one. But
I also,
how do you guys plan on? Huh?
Yeah, sorry. I also can receive Spanish question. If anyone wants to make a question in Spanish, I can receive that. Okay.
I can't help with that, so he'll have to read it out. Don't expect no Spanish from me. Best I can do is German, 50% off. How's the platform going to be marketed towards the public, or better yet, how's the platform going to be marketed towards, say, ship people, especially if this is inter-joined communities in that sense? What's your plan?
I think this question will need two answers. Maybe I can just give the half, and the first one would be, and this is really amazing. So the first one would be why or how would be showing our utility towards the ship community, as I mentioned before, by providing the rewards to our ex-ship holders. I mean, not ours, but to ex-ship holders from Shiba Swap, but I am one of them, that's why I mean our. We would give a specific amount of Ryoshi, right? And our RVC, our Ryoshi's Vision Concept platform, will enable that artists can deploy NFTs which have goodies, and those NFTs will be organized by the artists themselves, so they will also be gaining revenue from the sales of those NFTs. So it's going to be in the interest from the artists to make the move towards marketing, of course, because they want to have the revenue. And by doing so, they're going to also enable their community into their RVC. But what is going to be really interesting is that people will be able to buy the NFTs if they have, for example, a fiat only. If they never held crypto in life, they don't know what crypto is, they can still buy the NFTs. And then they will be enabled in the crypto world, and they would get even a specific amount of what they have paid for the NFTs back as Ryoshi, so they would also become Ryoshi holders. And the amount of the NFTs, or how much they are going to cost, going to be a specific value. And we also have a mechanism where if you are a Ryoshi holder, then you would be able to claim that NFT by only paying the gas. So you will not be paying for the NFT itself if you hold a specific amount of Ryoshi. And maybe this amount could be something which for some NFTs would be what the people in ShibaSwap have received as reward. So it may come to the point where the people are interested by the NFT of a specific artist, and they could either pay for the NFT or they could woof their Ryoshis, and they would be able to claim the NFTs by paying the gas. So this is pretty much one of the ways that we're going to give an equal starting point from for the Shiba holders that have received rewards from Ryoshi to not only woof and become Ryoshi holders, also in officially, but also to profit from the utilities that Ryoshi's vision would be deploying as well.
All right, second half, is that going to Cryptologist?
Perfect. Yeah, okay, so I'll answer it my way, right? In regards to marketing, in regards to all that stuff, look, I'll be straight up honest. You know, as far as like the team's point of view concerning this platform, we're not really concerned about the marketing side of it. And I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds, you know, kind of messed up and backwards. But, you know, from what Bruno was explaining, here's the thing. We've got 10 artists signed up already, right? We partnered with the company that contracted these artists, and they've got their, you know, each millions of followers and hundreds of thousands of followers, right? In this platform, it is the artist's job to market to their fans, right? And the reason that we like this partnership is because, number one, we get to focus on just the platform itself, right? Making sure the platform works, making sure that the NFTs are working, all the technical aspects of it are working. It's going to be the artist's job to market it. So if you are an artist, and you know, let's say these initial 10 artists specifically, you're the first artist that's dropping the first unplugged concert, right? This artist is able to sell about 200,000 people, 300,000 people in a large venue. And everybody knows somewhat that that's kind of a difficult thing to organize, right? You know, getting the large venues sold out, or even, you know, most of the seats filled. A lot of these venues have a minimum seat count that you got to fill before you can even have a concert there. If you can do that, you can sell to your fans on social media an unplugged concert through an NFT that is very cheap, mind you, because I just saw somebody in the comment section say, I wish I could afford NFTs. You know, these NFTs, they're not going to be like expensive things that you have to buy to be able to watch this video. These are very affordable. These are, you know, I mean, I mean, without saying any prices or anything, I mean, it's going to be very, very, very cheap, right? And the point of that is it's by volume, right? If you can sell out 200,000 seats and you're this large artist, you can, you know, as far as these first 10 artists, you can definitely go to your social media, because that's how marketing is nowadays, right? A lot of the marketing's changed. You're not really looking at big companies to help market you anymore. You know, going back to my comment before of, you know, people taking pictures of themselves and having 30 million viewers. If somebody can do that, you just got to be good at content. You got to be good at social media marketing. You can go out there as an artist and sell your concert, and you're going to get those direct sales. You want to sell the NFTs? You go out there and sell, right? You market yourself. You push. And so I like the way that we've decided to do that, because really at the end of the day, I mean, it's going to be on that artist. So we're not really worried about marketing too much. The second part of that is that our main concern is bringing mass adoption from the outside world, not the crypto world, because the crypto world already knows that they like crypto. They want to buy crypto. You know, the people are going to buy regardless whether you tell them on Twitter or not. You know, if it's trending for whatever reason on Dex Tools, if it's trending somewhere else because of a price, they're going to buy. You know, you can tell them that you've got the cure to cancer through crypto, and they won't buy if it's not booming or whatever. So our concern mainly is looking out there to the people that aren't in crypto yet, meeting them in a place that they can come to crypto in an easy way, and providing that platform for that artist to bring his fans into crypto. This is their job. I mean, you want to sell an NFT, you want to make money, you sell the NFT, right? And they're going to bring those people to us. They're going to be out there hustling. They're going to be out there talking about Ryoshi's Vision concerts. You that's one of the requirements that we've made. You go out there, you talk about Ryoshi's Vision concerts, you talk about Ryoshi's Vision, why you're bringing it here, why it's an exclusive, exclusive to this platform, and why you chose to come here. So that way, we're bringing the people to us from outside, because we've got 3 to 5% global adoption. Why are we going to be trying to market to people that are within the crypto community? We need to go out there to the 7 to 95% that are out there and haven't adopted crypto yet.
Correct, but maybe we can hint something here. I'm not sure. I mean, we are in the AMA. Maybe we could do a little bit.
Before you go on,
Yeah, please.
we should expand just a little bit because you mentioned artists a lot. So, how are you going to bring more artists in? What's your plan there? It's all about artists. But what are you going to do to bring? You see, it's all going to happen big artists, but small artists are good too. So what's the plan there?
Perfect. So there's a short answer and a long answer. I'm going to give the short one first, and then we're going to expand a little bit. So the short answer would be DAO. So we want that DAO also plays an important role in our utilities. Once we have done our first batch of 10 artists, we would then move to a second phase of the platform where many artists would be able to pitch their own concerts, their willingness to provide NFTs to their own concerts, and the community would be able to vote on which artist they want to push to the platform next. So by doing that, we would be able to even provide an equal chance. So imagine someone has a lot of talent in a small area, hidden from the whole world, but with crypto and with Ryoshi's Vision concert, this community member would have a shot of also being part of the Ryoshi's Vision concert. And because we are inclusive, we want also to create a mechanism that people that are trying to come to the platform will also gain more weight on the voting as time goes by. So by doing that, we are going to have the community artists that want to present their art also coming sooner or later to the platform. So this would be the long explanation of it. But at the end, everything that we do is having the community as input as target. And for that, DAO is, of course, the way to go here as well.
You got the longer answer there, cryptologist?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to end up building kind of an aggregator of eyes onto this platform, right? I mean, you see that you've got, I'm going to use YouTube, for example, right? YouTube, you can be a large content creator where you've got 20 millions of views, and you can be someone who is just starting and, you've got maybe 5,000 views, but because of everybody that is coming onto this platform, there is a sort of an equal chance, just from the eyes alone. Of course, we've got other things that we're kind of equalizing for people, but just from the eyes that are coming onto this platform alone is going to bring some of these new artists a chance to kind of, be seen more, get known more. So, when we start implementing the DAO, we're going to start giving the options to, bring in some of these artists. We want everybody, hey, come and put your name in the hat, name in the link to get voted in. If you didn't get in this time, the next time the voting is going on, you've got now like a weightier chance of getting in. And if you didn't happen to not get in that time, every single time a vote happens, you're going to have a better opportunity to get voted in, right? And the community, we're going to let the community decide how many artists do you want to vote in at a time. You want to vote in one at a time? Do you want to vote in 10 at a time? Is there too many coming in at a time? We're going to give flexibility to the community to decide that through the DAO.
Fantastic stuff. Good. You're going to have, I'm assuming you're going to have an incubator along with it all as well.
Yes.
To help attract artists and all that. If you're going to have one of those, how's that going to function?
For sure. So as we're going to follow the community's lead, at the end we have also a partner for the for producing the concerts, of course. And once the community decides that a specific artist should be the next one, if the artist is not a professional yet or doesn't have the structure to produce a specific concert on her or his own, we also see the possibility that our partner would be able to provide the tools and ways of making this concert happen. So even for amateur artists that would like to start really interesting concepts and projects as becoming professional, we would be also, once the community decides, we would be also supporting the production of the concert as well. So this is one way of making possible that people without the resources, but with the skill and with the community support to enable their art as well.
Good choice. All right. Are you got any?
Yeah, I hope you caught that real quick. I hope you caught that little like slick comment that he threw in there. Right?
I didn't catch nothing.
But at the end of it, he said, yeah, at the end of it, he said that we will be deploying methods to assist production, because there's going to be, you know, if we're doing unplugged concerts to the fan, everyone doesn't have the studio, everybody doesn't have the dinero to do that, right? So this company that we've contracted with these artists, we've talked to them and said, hey, look, we've got to have a way of being able to, if we're going to talk about some kind of equal footing or just some kind of help for these artists that we're attracting, how are we going to do that? How are we going to help them fulfill the requirements of having some kind of unplugged concert in a studio? And they were pretty cool about it and said, hey, look, you know, we can make it happen. We'll talk costs and all that. And of course, all this stuff is going to be decided through DAO. If an artist can do it themselves, if they've got the means to do it, then please, and please do it. And of course, think about the community and think about the DAO funds and all that stuff, right? But if they just can't, this is where we're going to try to step in, and that company is going to go there and help them do this production style video to make it happen. And of course, that'll be decided through DAO. Can we help this person out to make this happen? And then there's a lot of flexible ways you can do it. It can come from sales of what the artist makes, or from DAO funds, or different things. There's a lot of different things that we can do, but this is something that's pretty big that you're not seeing. You just really not seeing it.
Mm-hmm. And
you're saying it's going to be better than most.
Just to make it as clear as possible, this would be free of charge for the artists. So once the community votes, we would be also going to bear the costs by one or other means, because the platform will also generate revenue. We would also be allowing or enabling this production without costs for the artist. So this is also pretty much clear information that we must share. And another one is that the sale of the NFTs will create us revenue also in fiat for the artists. So that's also how we're going to bring new artists to the platform. The artists will see the platform as a way of generating revenue and creating a close connection with their fans, and depending on the case, even having the production costs being bared by the platform.
I'm assuming in a way kind of like Twitch then. People can give donations and revenue that way,
And not only donations. I mean, donations would be possible, because once we have DAO, we will also going to have a wallet structure, so many wallets ecosystem that would be matching what DAO would be selecting. So if people would like to donate to a specific area of the project, for example, production of concerts, they would be able just to transfer directly to this specific wallet. This makes even everything easier. This is one. But the platform will also generate revenue, because the platform would also be creating a stream of revenue to the artists to the platform as well. And with that, it would be possible to get this specific revenue being generated by the sales of the NFTs to use to the production as well. So it's not only donations, but also the sales of the NFTs. A small percentage will go to this specific wallet that would be used to bear the production costs for upcoming artists.
Good. In that regard, if you're already making revenue, do you think you'd be offering? Well, I don't know if you said there's a community wallet. Do you think that the community would be able to vote on? Say they've got an artist they really like, the community really likes the old one. Do you think they'd be able to vote on giving tokens or donating tokens to all of these artists, for example?
Yes,
incentivizing them.
Of course, we go a little bit more in the direction of DAO in that case, because DAO at the end would be the mechanism that our project will have to listen the community from the inputs that the community has. So the community will mostly be setting the percentage of how the resources from the project wallet and from the specific utility wallets would be divided. So if the community decides a specific amount should be used to bring new artists or to bring specific famous artists that they would like to go for, everything's going to be decided on DAO. What we do as an admin team is just to make it possible for the community to express themselves to DAO, and we gotta make it happen. So this is our way to give back to the community as well.
I'll say that I think that we're not. I'm confident that I think we're not going to have to do that, right? Because this is going to be this decentralized platform where people are essentially where these artists are generating a direct revenue, and they're also generating views onto wherever they post these links to these videos on, because these videos aren't going to be on the platform itself, right? They're not going to be on an NFT itself, because we just can't, the platform NFT just isn't going to be able to handle that kind of data on there, right? So they're going to have on there, hey, here's the NFT that's sold, and in that NFT, and it's up to the artist how they want to do it, they'll put that link either in the NFT or say, hey, I'm going to drop the link to wherever it's going to be to everyone who bought the NFT, and it will go back to their medium of choice, whether that's YouTube or whether that's Vimeo or whatever other streaming services that they're using to put these videos on. So you can do direct sales, and we're going to be I'm confident in this, one of the largest aggregate websites of viewers and users that they're going to be able to pull back onto their own places where they can also monetize on top. If they put it back on YouTube, they'll make all the NFT sales, and then the link will be to some kind of private whatever on YouTube that only certain people get to hop on, and they'll be able to monetize that on top of that. It's bringing more people to your social media. It's bringing more people to your YouTube channels, whatever. So we're going to be one of the largest aggregators. And if you're a large artist, why wouldn't you come on this? And so I'm fairly confident that we're not even going to have to go to that place.
Good, nice. You got any artists you can tell us about, or maybe hinting at any artists coming up?
It's going to be hard.
Wouldn't you like to know? Yeah, wouldn't you like to know? You know when So look, we've told the artists that when the time comes, when really they're this like first artist, for example, and the second artist after that, when the time comes, they're going to start hitting up social media. They're going to start letting all their fans know that, hey, I'm doing an intimate digital unplugged concert on this exclusive platform, because we told them, look, you are responsible for making these NFT sales. You want to make your money, you're responsible for doing that. We're not responsible to market you. And of course they love it because it's on them. The responsibility is all on them. We're not telling them how or where or when you should do it. And then once they're ready, we come together on a date. This is the date that's set, and they start blasting on their social medias. So when that time comes, you'll start seeing that word get spread around because they can say, "Hey, I'm doing it on Ryoshi's Vision concerts. This platform, come on here and buy all your NFTs on it."
Good, nice. I've got another community question here to read out. Can you guys give specifics about how fiat can be converted into Ryoshi's Vision on the platform? As most DEX platforms only give options of swap and transactions. So, anything on that?
So, yes, we could hint a little bit on that for sure. But the question is, cryptologists, if we should go in this direction already or not, to be honest. It's something that yeah, maybe we should keep this a little bit further ahead when we also bring the whole information on how the platform will or can be used. This is something that we would rather wait a little bit. This is sensitive
How the
information.
platform could be used now, then. And then, oh, right. No, if it's sensitive, then don't worry about it. I mean, well, you can expand a bit more on the platform if you've got anything else to talk about.
Yeah, maybe for now, what's important to understand that people will be able to pay with fiat, and this would also enable them into the crypto world, and this is pretty much as farther as we can go at the moment with the explanation. But yes, this is going to be enabled as well. How? We will have to wait a little bit.
We just know the process is going to be called Rio Love. It's the process of being able to, number one, being able to convert the fiat into crypto.
Nice. I didn't know this.
Yeah. I guess I'm the only one that was privy to that. So it's going to be called Rio Love, right? And yes, there will be a conversion that happens. Yes,
No.
Go ahead.
No, sorry. I was just going to joke now. Now I have questions as well for you.
Okay, well, if you got questions, you let me know, okay? But at the end, bro, when everybody else is asking, okay? So through the process of Real Love, we're making that conversion happen. At the same time, because there's going to be multiple payment methods, right? We also want to we want to remove as many barriers to that outside person to being a part of this platform as well. Of course, we want them to be crypto holders. This is the way that we're going to bring them in. And, through that process, we're going to be able to turn them. And again, some of this stuff we're not releasing yet, but you'll know when you know. That we're going to automatically convert them into a Ryoshi holder. Everybody that comes in at some point or another is going to be a Ryoshi holder. And I'm saying that. Now, how that process works is what we'll reveal later. And of course, we want the people that come in to, of course, buy more Ryoshi, pay through Ryoshi, because there's incentives of already being a Ryoshi holder and paying with Ryoshi. But there will be multiple payment methods. And then, of course, we will have our way that we convert the fiat to Ryoshi.
Okay. Next question, you guys good with that? I'll just run down the questions now because we've been at this for an hour, so we'll need to come on to community questions soon, hopefully, so we don't miss any. You guys are good with that?
Yep.
All right, good. We'll run down these community questions then. Is there a plan to reward long-term holders, staking reflections, or is it just going to be the burn?
DAO. That's the question. That is the answer to it. So we can enable it. Community has to come and request for it. Our DAO will have a way of also evaluate new pitch. Not only ideas that we think should be voted will be there, but also inputs from the community can be added there. More to DAO will also follow, of course. But the short answer is DAO. We are here to serve the community. If they decide the staking function is necessary, we would have to find a way of implementing this.
Okay, cool. Anyone else want to expand on that? Or
DAO. DAO.
DAO.
Talk about DAO. Talk about DAO. Give us a bit more on it. So
Sure.
back to
So
maybe-
we have so our DAO will have some special ways of actually no 4 categories. The first one will be how the project wallet resources will be used. The second one will be enabling specific actions within utilities, so that we will be bringing. The third one will be about the prioritization, so how which utility should focus next, because we will have to manage the resources that we have. And the fourth one would be about how would we extend and adapt the structure which work as well. So those are the 4 areas where DAO will be covering first. But of course, even DAO itself can be further developed if the community thinks it is required. Then we have a discussion at the moment. I'd like to use the opportunity to ask the community for their input. When implementing DAO, we can do this by different ways. We will probably use a web interface to enable a DAO, but we could create a way of weighting the voting rights for DAO, which could, for example, whitelist some specific wallets, or just leveraging this in a way that big whales don't have so much power of vote and small piranhas would have a little bit more weight. So those are some considerations that we have. I will give a really clear example here. For example, one wallet that didn't sell for the last 6 weeks would have the voting rights. But those are just ideas, and we would love to have more inputs from the community on that one. And so this is a little bit more to DAO at the moment.
Yeah, diamond hands, baby, diamond hands.
That's it.
I mean, I weird out. I freak out and so all the time. I'm broke. Right. Okay. I mean, we've already expanded on what is Ryoshi's Visions concerts. If there's any, like, how about you give, you know how some things have headlines, companies, items, and people sell things, and they're like, this will brighten up your life. The blah, blah, blah. You got any, like, headline for it? Any way you could simplify it if you were going to say it in a single line? How would you describe Ryoshi's Visions concert if you were going to give a zinger? What you got?
Oh, Cryptologist, I'm going to ask you to answer this.
Yeah, so I mean, in a one tagline, it's our carbon-free festivals, NFTs plus music. I mean, the right artist, right? That's pretty much what it is. But I'll spend one, but I mean, we're not only taking NFT plus music, but we're also being responsible in our carbon footprint as well. So you have your carbon-free festivals, and it's NFTs plus music.
Good stuff. All right. Well, yeah, that pretty much summarizes it. I think it's good that people know what it is, because even I was a little bit like, what is this? What are concerts? So, I definitely think it's going to be a bridge. Someone mentioned this in the chat earlier, but they were thinking of it, in a way, it's like, a platform to, you've got ways of buying or selling stuff with artists, through different sites for albums, but adding crypto into the mix, it's new, it's unique. So it's definitely something that's going to be a good avenue to explore, and it's really going to be cool to see Ryoshi Vision's concerts be a big part of that, especially if it's fast to the doorstep at least. So yeah, definitely going to be something good. Let's another question is any background on streaming technology that you guys have been looking at? Got any of those?
The answer here would be, again, DAO. Of course, there are technical solutions that could be implemented for upcoming utilities. This is not the target of RVC at the moment. So that's not also in scope of our focus at the moment. But yes, there are some initial pitches and ideas that our project incubator has received. And yeah, so I will leave it at the moment. I will not expand so much in this direction now.
At the same time, though, like we gotta understand, like what I said earlier, we're not hosting the videos on the platform, right? This is gonna be on the artist for them to put their streaming link, the web link onto the NFT, plus the other goodies that they're putting onto the NFT. And I see in the chat people saying ticket sales. No, we're not doing ticket sales. We're selling NFTs here, right? It's about the NFT technology. The ticket is a ticket, right? The ticket takes you to wherever you're going to go, but the NFT is going to give you so much more than a ticket ever would, right? So you're going to get your link to your video, wherever that is. We're going to, or the fan, I mean, the artist is. The artist is going to give you the link in that NFT and whatever other goods that they have, and it'll be up to you because we're using what's called a lazy minting process. You don't have to mint the NFT right then and there. You can do it whenever you want to. So, because we don't want to, we want to be as least disruptive as we can to a person's life, right? So if a person, for whatever reason, can't make it to a certain concert of an artist, I mean, how many times does that happen? You get an artist that comes into town and you're like, that's one of my favorite artists, and I'm not going to be able to watch them because it's at this time, and I'm working or I can't go out there. So in the same place, what we're trying to tackle is, we're going to give you this lazy minting option, and you're going to be able to watch it whenever you want to watch it. If you want to watch it whenever you drop that link with everybody else, yeah, that's your prerogative. If you want to watch it later, that's on you. So they'll get that plus an MP3 link that they can download, and all these other videos that come with it as well.
All right. Nice. Next question. I'm going to read here. My brain's a bit blitzed. Just give me a second. We already touched on that, so don't worry about that. Okay, yeah, that is a pretty important question. What's the incentive to perform through Ryoshi's concerts? Because, let's face it, everyone's got ideas, everyone's got interesting stuff. We already said what makes Ryoshi visuals different. What's going to make the concerts different, Because anyone can come up with this idea at any time, and they could do it better or do it worse. So, it's got to stand out from the crowd. What is going to be the attractiveness of it?
Well, of course, anyone would be able to bring the idea of creating a similar platform, and this is the free market, right? So maybe because we are here first and we have the possibility to bring our community along, we would have a fresh start at the beginning. But what we are going to be enabling, of course, is the possibility that the artists will have a directly connection to their fans and will be able also to generate revenue from that. So those are specific points that we didn't see yet so easily in the market. There's always publicity, there's always a middleman, there's always the difficulty to really be able to enable these interactions between the artists and their fans. So by providing a platform where the artists can freely express themselves, have autonomy to upload the goodies, the contents that they would like to provide to their fans, we are going to see, of course, a lot of interest that the artists will use the platform also to mark specific moments in their career and also enable as I mentioned before, a close collaboration, a close contact with their fans, expand their fans bases, and for sure, within crypto, this also will allow that. I mean, I would love to have one NFT from my preferred artist that would give me access to a specific content that only limited amount of person would have. Maybe selling this in the future could be a good idea, depending on how the artist will perform. So. This is pretty much how we see the platform being used along the way. And yes, so maybe cryptologists, you would like to add some points there? Because, I mean, if we look this from the perspective of the implementation, we can expand a lot. If we look from the perspective of the artists or upcoming artists, we could also expand a lot. And as a fan, I would love to have a direct interaction with my preferred artists, of course.
Sure. So and that's great and all. Wanting to stand out from the crowd or whatever. Honestly, that's being unique is not really our concern. It's about doing it right, right? Everyone has an equal opportunity to make this same platform if they want to, and they can look at ours and they can replicate it, do whatever they want, right? There's no much uniqueness, complete uniqueness out there in life, because even if we hide our leaks, even if we do all this stuff, someone else is going to come and do this. They're going to say, "Well, I can try to do it," or whatever. And yeah, we open welcome that. If you want to make a similar platform, go ahead and do it. But for us, it's about doing it right, and it's about getting better. So as we continue, we're going to get better. So again, yeah, our concern really is not, how can we be so different? But, at the end of the day, like, why would an artist want to come to a platform like this? Number one, I think it would be the community that you're coming into, the aggregation of all the eyes that you're going to bring onto this platform, and again, direct sales to that fan that you're wanting to do. We're going to have an index market, an index of all these eyes that they're going to be able to bring to them, that is decentralized, that you can't do in other places. So there are reasons they want to come to this platform, but do we want to be completely unique and stand out? No, we just want to do it right. We want to do it right by the people. We want to do it right by the artist fan.
Good. Really, it's a great idea. So I'm just, myself personally, I'm looking forward to this taking. It sounds bad the way I say it. Even if it doesn't, I think in a way that makes it better if it's slow, at least, because you get more time for it to build as an intimate platform. You get more intertwined, especially. So that definitely adds to it. So no matter which way it goes, it's gonna be great. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna go a few more questions here then, and then I think we should start bringing in speakers, viewers. Wasn't you guys good to keep going? Of course, all good.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's do it, baby. Let's go.
Chef, you good? I know you're quiet, man.
Yes, I'm
Chef,
alive.
Chef, bye, back.
Good. Okay. Right. I'm getting now. Okay. Outro solution. Is it going to happen?
Yes.
Too simplified. Expand. Talk more.
So we have an L2 solution because nobody would like to pay more for the gas than for the NFT itself. So I think this is pretty much an established understanding within the Ethereum community for sure. So we will have our level 2 solution on place. We have already performed some beta testing, and we expect to have the gas below $5. So this is something that we already positively testing. We expect to have this way less than $5, but yeah, maybe for today, committing to a max gas of $5 would be something that we are able to. And we are not going to
really. Sorry to interrupt. We've been seeing some really low numbers, by the way. We don't want to commit to some of those numbers, but we've been seeing some really low mint numbers.
Correct. Yeah. We're not going to inform how the solution works at the moment, but the answer would be yes, there will be a level 2 solution to our platform, so we can also save some gas. This also means that the minting process could take a little bit more time, but I think that everybody would be okay. I would be okay with it, especially because of today. If I mint something and I pay a lot of gas, I still have to wait until I can claim it. And so it may take a little bit more time, but not so much more time. So yeah, we'll explain more once we deploy also the solution. But yes, we'll have one.
Yes, and it will be our own. I'm seeing in the chat people saying like Polygon or something. No, this is ours. This is one that we are deploying for us and for our future platforms as well. Of course, at the end of the day, it's going to be on the Ethereum L1. Everything falls on the Ethereum L1, but we are using our own, I would say, side chain in the sense that we are, I know we didn't want to say, but it's going to be using our own roll up to make this happen.
Okay, big question though. How long? Still good and well saying LT this, LT that, it's going to be great. How long? Because it's always soon, isn't it? You need to give it.
So we look to from weeks to few months tops, but weeks, and that's pretty much it.
That's it? Few weeks? No. It's not going to be a few weeks. It's going to take longer than that. It's supposed to delay, it's supposed to run into problems. Be like, we don't know, soon, maybe.
No, we've been working on this for a bit now. Yeah, we got.
Yeah. Sorry, but
Fine.
the point here would be we will only deploy once this is running 100%, and we are not going to rush the development. But based on the development that we have seen up to now, we can say that we expect from few weeks to few months. So that's what we can inform today. Point is, if we run into a specific point where we see that's going to take a little bit more time, we have also no issues to inform, because our point is we are going to deliver quality, of course. And we are a decentralized project, so there's no also point in hiding specific stuff. We have already performed some testing where everything was running well. And now that's why also we can say it. I mentioned before, we don't work with a roadmap. So there's not going to be a specific date, but our expected, or at least our expectation will be from few weeks to a few months. Yes.
Okay, good. Go. Two more questions here.
Sure.
Assuming these are pre-written, so helps with it. But apparently got a brand ambassador, a big person, but they renounced their fame. So who's that? Anything you can tell us, or is that a big secret, like a treasure hunt, and eventually you're going to be like, hey, you guys know this person?
Well, that's right. It's the Ryoshi's boy. I mean, he's in the chat. So I'm not sure.
Boy?
Yeah. Ryoshi boy.
He's listening with all of us.
I mean, I guess.
Yes, he's listening.
Literally what? Expand! Talk!
Yeah, so
I mean,
okay, so
He's on YouTube.
I mean, he's the Ryoshi boy. Yeah. So
let me take this one because I'm taking, I handle the music and stuff here. So I'll say that it's not a Ryoshi's Vision contract related question, but since it was asked and it was sent and we chose to take that question. Ryoshi boy is Ryoshi boy. There is no, reveal of a face or anything. I will let you know that it is someone who came to us and said, hey, I love what you were doing. And we can partner and do something incredible. And, I will become Ryoshi just like everyone else is Ryoshi. We'll start over from ground zero with 0 viewers, and we're going to build this thing up, and we can take this brand, this face out there into the world. So, we've got a treat for you. I think hopefully by this weekend.
Treat for me?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you and the people listening. That
So you say as a treat for the community.
Yeah, well, you come in.
Phrasing.
And so hopefully this weekend we can give you something special. So if you followed our YouTube channel, you can see on there that we gave you a little bit of a preview, and now hopefully we can get that into something real for people, and then we can hit the ground running.
Good, fantastic, great. We got our last community question here, so we're going to do this out, and then I think we should if you guys want to start clicking the little hand symbol in the Discord, if you're there, and we'll bring some of you on and have a chat, have a talk, and ask the team directly. Maybe put them on the spot a bit. If you got some good questions that you think they might not be able to answer perfectly, ask them, because it's important to be able to have the confidence. Put pressure on. Feel that thumb on the forehead. That's what Yeah. Anyway, if we know artists and big artists, what's the procedure for the concerts and the music? How you select them?
This is us. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. What?
Wow.
Yeah, down in the community. The community's gonna pick, right?
Okay, good then. I suppose that's it. That's all the community questions. We have to start wrapping up soon because it's been a while. Been here a while, and I'm sure people got stuff to do, stuff to see. But it's been great having everyone. It's been a pleasure to host. If you are unaware, I am Kat. I used to run Ship Server, so probably fair few amount of you know me. I no longer do. I'm kind of independent now. It's nice. It's fun. But it's good to help out and hang out with everyone. It's great to meet the team. So, yeah, a good thing going on here. Support, help out. Do whatever you can to be a good, striving member. Yeah, anyway, shall we move on and bring some people in? I can't do any of that, so if anyone wants to...
Sure, yeah. I mean, if anybody raises their hand to speak.
Also ask questions on the YouTube if you've got questions.
Yeah, sure. If you've got if you've got anything from YouTube or I'm not a Twitch user, so if you got anything from Twitch, I know it.
Been a good AMA verse so far. It's been fantastic. No questions? Nothing? Undercover 11 has a question. We'll go ahead and throw that question up. It's on the YouTube. What you got? Let's hear you. There's also Manny. Manny asked, will Ryoshi Visions assist Shiba Army with the game? That I'll probably answer myself. Probably not, as that's a separate thing that Satoshi went and set up and organized. So that's probably the only thing that's going on. Probably, I believe you guys have done some NFTs. That might find some way to integrate towards the game or in the game. So maybe. I can't answer that one fully, of course. So. Any answers to that? Integrations, perhaps, with the Shiboshi's game?
General statement here, actually, not only to RBC, would be we want to work with all communities as much as we can, with all projects. Of course, our priority would be try to enable anything that we could together with the Shiba swap team, of course. But we are not really focusing at the moment on those. We have to wait for the Shiba swap team to deploy Shibariums, for them to set the way, the path of how they would like to have other tokens, other projects enabling specific usage, if at all. And we are going to try to adapt as much as we can to collaborate with them if we are able to, if our community decides to. But we are not looking into this at the moment. So we go step by step. We'll focus on our utility first, make sure that everything will run fine. And from there, we will also be expecting to see how they deploy it. This is also personally, I'm so excited to see how everything will come together from the Shiba Inu community and from the Shiba swap team. But again, we are a different project. We collaborate with them for the activities that we must collaborate, of course, to deploy the integration that we have. But that's pretty much all to it at the moment.
Okay. Deep Rounder actually put his hand up, so maybe we can bring them on and have them say a few words or questions or anything they got. Do one of you guys want to add Deep Rounder though?
Hey guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, great. So I have a quick question on what's happening with the NFT platform that you are going to build up. So would that be accessible through Ryoshi Vision tokens alone, or I mean, you did discuss about having fiat conversion done internally, and so that you can purchase NFTs with fiat. So my question is more around at the time of release, would it include this feature, or would it be an add-on at the later stage? And at the time of release, would we have to an opportunity to buy it using Ryoshi Vision tokens?
Okay, great question. So first, Mr. Aslan, just here a short opening. I would like to thank you so much for all the videos and all the effort that you put to spread our word. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I'm sure that the community and the team as well. To the question, the NFT marketplace would be another step in the process. So this could, of course, be enabled, but not at the launch. At the launch, we would be focusing first in the Ryoshi's Vision concepts to be deployed. And from there, we would also be getting the inputs from the community. If we are able to pay with Ryoshi, I mean, what we would think is if you hold Ryoshi, right, you would be able to claim the NFT by paying the gas without having to pay for them. So depending on the case, you could even purchase more Ryoshi than paying with Ryoshi. But we think that probably some of our community members would be able to would like to pay with Ryoshi. So yes, we would be able to pay gas, for example, with Ryoshi. But more details will also come in the next steps.
Yeah, there's that you can use, and some of the stuff that we've tested are, using like Stripe and like just specifically to the RVC, using Stripe plus a lazy mint key, or using OnRamper, which is like the fiat crypto bridge. But yes, the answer simply is yes. You should be able to pay with Ryoshi's Vision token.
All right, that's great. So I have another question. Can I go ahead and put that across? Is it fine?
Oh, man. Try not to ask too many questions, though, of course, because we want to have other people.
No, this will be the last one.
Hijack.
All right. So we have two artists who have put out their NFTs from the community side. One is Taka Nakamoto and Peter23. I guess I see Taka here in the chat. I'm not so sure if I'm seeing Peter23. So they have it on OpenSea on the Polygon Ethereum network. So is there an opportunity that these NFTs can be purchased through Ryoshi Vision? Is it something that the Ryoshi Vision team has to do in coordination with OpenSea, or is it left to the decision of OpenSea to go ahead and provide that opportunity?
Ryoshis could take this one if you want, or you also could take this as you prefer.
Yeah, I mean this will, depending on whatever they buy it from, whatever market or whatever blockchain it uses. I mean, it's going to be really on them what you're going to be able to pay with. So we'd have to go to them and say, hey, look, can we accept Ryoshi's Vision tokens? Are they using certain types of bridges and all that? And that's why we want to be able to tackle our own NFT marketplace if possible. And it is the request of the community, and it is our interest so that we can give that option to our NFT content creators rather than having to rely on somebody else,
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, guys, and appreciate all the hard work that you guys are doing. Yeah, Kat.
Yeah, thanks for the videos.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Should we get DeBrando in now? Because, I mean, they did put their hand up.
Let me see if I can find.
And there's also Shankian. I'll quickly ask some of these questions that are here too. If DeBrando, just wait 1 second. Trying to get questions across all platforms. I really don't want to see people left out. Let's go from the top. Let's not miss any questions. I mean, obviously we'll have to stop eventually. Dima Goma asks, why are you guys anonymous?
Who's anonymous? I've been on videos, plenty of videos.
Hey, showing your face isn't enough. I need to know your address, your blood type, what kind of pizza.
I mean, they've seen the inside of my house. They've seen my office.
Can I come to your house?
I mean, you send me a message and you can come to my house all the way from where you live, man.
Well, you know them, Demon Goblin. They're not anonymous. They're just, I guess, they're probably just gonna ask if you want to know. Not me though. I ain't telling you guys shit.
Well, maybe I can put at least my personal view on that. Of course, I'm not going to be broadcasting my address to everyone. I mean, I'm not going to do. I don't do this at my job, right? My day job colleagues, they don't know where I live. They don't know my private mobile number and so on. They don't know my blood type actually. So, but it's up to everyone, as you mentioned also before. It's not because you're doxed or undoxed that you're going to play a different character or a role in a specific project. I'm comfortable in showing my face. For some that are more close to myself, I'm comfortable to sharing more. For others, I may be, of course, reluctant at the beginning and waiting to build a little bit more trust, which only comes sometimes with also time. So it's pretty much also what you mentioned before. It's up to everyone to decide how much they want to disclose about themselves. If someone would like to ask me specific questions towards myself and I'm comfortable to answering them, this would be, of course, then answered. If not, maybe for some others, this is at least my personal view on how I see the doxed, undoxed discussion.
Good stuff, right? Dee Brando, do you want to talk now? Say hello. Introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. Thank you again for doing this AMA. You guys are a very engaging community. My question was, actually, I think one of you guys already touched on it, but since Ryoshi Vision is a part of the Shiba ecosystem, why would we want to create our own blockchain and not just be part of the Shibarium blockchain?
Okay, so Shibarium blockchain, as I mentioned before, is going to be deployed by the ShibaSwap project, and they are going to use it for their own utilities. We also consider our own blockchain because we want to be free in making sure that what the community requests is going to be also technically possible. And for specific points, there may be conflicts on how to implement technical solutions. And for that, we think that especially when you go to specific metaverse discussions and games, we would have to have a way to manage the NFTs in a way that we would need the control of it. So that's also why we consider. But again, here, the when question and the prioritization question would be also related to how DAO would vote. And that's pretty much why we would still consider developing our own blockchain if what the community requests also has as a requirement having our own blockchain. So that's why.
And I'll add to that as well. Look, at the end of the day, we're an Ethereum token, right? We are on the Ethereum network. And so our solution here is not looking as a bridge between, now and Shibarium. Our solution now is looking for basically now an Ethereum 2.0. We're an Ethereum token, right? We're not a SHIB token, we're a ShibaSwap token. And what they're doing, is great, and hopefully it works out great. But at the end of the day, you gotta remember, we're an Ethereum token, and we're looking to Ethereum 2.0. The other thing is consideration of security, right? There's different types of L2s and rollups that you can do. Some that are built for scaling. My understanding is that's how Shibarium is going to be. That they're going to build it in a sense to be able to scale it and bring other developers to develop apps on it. But the one focused on is going to be more focused on security. It's going to be focused more on our platforms that we can give ourselves a good, secure bridge that we have control of, and a bridge between now and Ethereum 2.0.
Okay. Hope that answered your question there, Brando.
It did. Thank you guys.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Any other questions to throw on, or just no? He's gone. Never mind. Goodbye. I see whoever's managing the chat is answering some questions, but I'll pick some more up here if you guys don't mind, because lots of good YouTube questions too. I'll throw another YouTube question in just quick before we go on Shanky up. Sound good?
Sure.
Okay.
Hello.
Can you give us just a sec to choose a question, and then we'll come to you?
Sure.
Okay, fantastic. Will there be a competition for talent? You know, have people duke it out against each other, sort of? Maybe a rap battle?
So you mean to come to the platform?
I'm not sure how it's phrased specifically. I think it just means in general competitions. You know, you could have like a
Yeah, he means
two DJs or
like
something.
for artists,
Sorry, I didn't get that, Chef. What do you mean?
like an America Got Talent type. I think he's asking that, but
Does he?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh God, no, because you guys asked me to host that as well. That would go so down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shit.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
that is the answer.
Yeah, that's kind of out there. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, no.
well, everything would be possible, but not in our yes. It's not planned as a next step, but yeah, let's brainstorm on it and see how or if this could be deployed and if it makes sense. What we want to address, maybe shortly here, just using the competition word, is we are not trying to, because we were discussing how to bring new artists into the platform, and of course there was the proposal, oh, we could have a competition to see who get more votes, but we don't want people feeling left out. So we don't want to create like a competition between people to say, oh, you're going to come in, you're not going to come in. We just want to create a way that people will be able to prepare to come to the platform as a whole. If we are going to deploy other utilities that maybe will focus on specific competitions, this could be discussed, but our goal is to deploy utilities where everybody will feel always welcomed, will feel always taking part of the utility, and having a nice time. So competitions may fit in specific places and may not be the best solution for other places. So this is how I would phrase the answer now. But again, we are what now decides, and for that we can also pretty much develop something in direction of a specific competition if this makes sense.
Yeah, if we can't do it in, I hate to say the word official, but quote unquote official manner, for lack of a better word. We've set up our Discord that anyone can come into the stages just like this and create something and do it themselves. And if you guys don't know, we've set up the club channels where we've got the music, we've got the art section, we've got the game section. So there's like a stream channel, there's a music channel. So if you want to do that yourself and you want to create your own little stages, do it like this, and by all means do it and hold your Ryoshis Got Talent concerts on your own if you want.
Okay. Shankyo, you had your question? Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, you hear me?
Yes, can hear you just fine.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks for having me, and appreciate what you guys are doing for the community.
Thank you.
Real quick, I got two questions. Will there be a burn associated with the NFT sale like they're doing now with the purchase of the Ryoshi Vision token?
And the second question?
The second question is there, and this is more like for, I guess everybody wants to know because I'm not too keen on it, but we know that you guys are doing it's a constant burn, right? 1% burn. But how does that reflect on CoinMarketCap when people start looking at the deflationary part? There's like an update mechanism where we could go on a daily to see. I know there's a webpage, the Ryoshi Vision webpage burned, but I'm talking about the official like market cap, so buyers could see that there is deflationary issue, not issues, but the deflationary mechanism within the token itself.
So for the first, thank you very much for the questions. First question is, every time that we transfer, we burn. So there's no real need to have an extra burn for it. If we are going to purchase something with Ryoshi or going to transfer with Ryoshi, we are always burning 1%. So having an extra tokenomics implemented to burn extra Ryoshi may not be really something that we should go for. This would spend a lot of some development time, but again, could be done depending on how DAO would vote. I just personally think that this is not really necessary for now. And of course, this may change, but I see most likely that this is not going to be needed for the future as well. To the coin market cap, there are some difficulties to update the information on coin market cap as fast as we would like to have. YF is working on that front to make this happen in an easier way, and we hope to be able to provide a clear path to how this update will happen. In the meantime, we have provided the burning website to provide the information about the supply that we have. And we know that's not the perfect solution for the coin market cap. We have to wait a little bit until this point is clarified also from Wi-Fi, and we can move to inform the community how we're going to make sure that the information on coin market cap also reflects the reality.
Okay. Should we grab some more YouTube questions quick? There's a Yami Ovik in there who's asking to speak, so say bring him up.
Yeah, I've invited him to speak. It's on him. Yeah, more questions.
You guys want to wrap it up at the 2-hour mark?
Yeah, I was going to say, we're about to hit 2 hours.
Minutes.
Yeah.
And then I can order pizza. Very good. Right. Ooh, that is a interesting question. Will there be in real concerts from Ryoshis? So, do you guys host any actual real concerts?
So, the Ryoshis Vision concert is focused on carbon-free concerts, and any real concert would not be able to be carbon-free. So the short question would be no, not at the moment. For sure, no. Looking maybe a little bit further ahead, as we already mentioned, DAO is going to set up the path. So especially once the pandemic situation is over, we see the possibility that specific artists would like to provide information on maybe specific events that they would like to sell and to inform. But again, we are selling NFTs only. We are not selling tickets, and that's why it's going to be complicated to manage this from a perspective of selling tickets to real events. This would not be in scope of our first priority at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. We're not looking to be a Ticketmaster or anything like that. I mean, yes, the DAO is going to, move a lot of what we can do, but at the same time, it's also viability. If it's what the community wants to try, we can try it and see if it's possible. But then there's logistical things that you got to look at as well. And, I'd love to be a fairy wand for everything that everybody wants, but some stuff is just logistically, sometimes not able to happen. Now, I will also say that I think this person meant in-person concerts rather than real concerts because,
that is what they meant.
Yeah, I was like,
concerts are real live concerts.
Yeah, I was like, it's just real to me, a person's, behind a video. That's a concert to me, but yeah. Our focus is, digital, intimate, carbon-free festivals that we can offer, that these artists can offer.
Well, if that's the case, and sorry for misunderstanding the question, if they are talking about maybe seeing an event that's happening at the same time, if the artist would like to provide a link to one streaming that he's going to host or she's going to host in a specific hosting platform, maybe to the concert directly, or maybe to a sound test before the concert, where only specific people would have access through the NFT. It's up to the artists. So we're not going to set so many boundaries on what the artist is going to offer. We will have for the first artist minimum requirement for sure. But once we have run through the initial artists, we would then always rely on DAO to such decisions.
Okay. Yaminovic, you want to speak?
Yeah, hi everyone.
Oh.
Thank you for hosting all of this, and I'm happy to be part of this community. So, to keep it simple, I have a question. In the long term, so are we considering targeting the TV sector as we work with music, we work with NFT, and the crypto adoption? It's small now for the moment, but with time, and a lot of people have access to TV. Are we planning to target that sector?
Cryptologists, I'm sure that.
Yeah, I mean that's such a loaded question because I would have to know specifically what you're looking at because I mean the TV sector can be just about anything. I mean streaming, content or
Content, music, and crypto information. Let's say.
I mean in what sense like a TV show.
Our own TV as a Ryoshi TV, streaming our concert. Our publicity for the concert and streaming news about the crypto market in general. As far as I know, there is no such a thing specialized only in crypto.
Yeah, so the news or any marketing about the concert, like we said before, our concern isn't the marketing for that concert because that's going to be on the artist for them to do it themselves. I mean, it's an incentive to them, and you leave it on them to do their social media marketing and marketing in person, however they do it. As far as any other stuff, I mean, there's ideas that have popped up. I think that there's simpler ways that we can deploy rather than having to get on TV because we got to understand where everything's moving to. It's kind of moving away from your traditional TV sources anyway. We're looking at think so live anymore because everybody's lives are so busy. They don't want to be bound to a certain thing that is live. So why has content on YouTube become so popular, on Twitch become so popular? Recorded content, just as in what you'll see in RVC as well, it's so popular because people don't want their lives disrupted. And so you're talking about podcasts, you're talking recorded content and all that. So that's really, if we were to do anything, at least from the project team stance, that would be, I think, a better way to deploy that. Now, DAO can throw those requests and we can try whatever DAO wants to do, but I think that's kind of where everything's moving to anyway.
Thank you.
Good answer.
Thank you.
Anyone else done? Throwing their hands up? Do we have any more?
Yeah, we got one last
Price
one.
Dunza.
We'll take this last one and then maybe a couple of YouTube questions.
Be about Modern Warfare.
Hey,
Hello.
hello. So, thank you very much for this show. And I'm right now outside, so there might be some background noise.
That's fine.
Sorry?
That's fine. Don't worry about the noise.
So, I was wondering, do you guys own any Ryoshi token?
Oh yes, I hold Ryoshi. So as community member, I bought Ryoshi after the tweet from Carl. Actually, after the tweet from Cryptologist, I'm a long time follower from Cryptologist. So when Carl tweeted, when Carl tweeted that, actually I thank you because that's why I came to Ryoshi. So I bought after a tweet from Cryptologist on it, and I started supporting the community as a community member. And actually, from there, not only myself, but the whole project team was picked by the community. Wifey just was actually implementing the needed roles based on what the community was saying. But yes, I hold, and I have not sell anything and not going to sell anything in the coming future. only for information because now it's a suitable time to inform it. I have personally a day job. I'm an engineer. I have a stable income, and I have no need to speed up any kind of process. So that's pretty much the information from my side on my bag. But it's a fair bag. It's not really big. I'm no rich guy. I'm still I'm still working a lot, so to say.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, I was just curious. Thank you for answering my question.
Of course.
All right. Thank you.
Right. I think we'll finish off with those guys then. Do we want to wrap up some finalized YouTube questions and then bail? Or
Yeah, we can
Of course.
how about 3 YouTube questions? I'm gonna choose one, then Bruno's gonna choose one, and then Crypto's gonna choose one. How's that? Does that work?
Awesome. Yes.
All right. So we have a pool here. How can we help? This is like a towards the community question sort of, but how can we help getting Ryoshi on other exchanges? What's the suggestions?
Oh, you just stole my question. Okay. So first, no issues. The listing, as we saw, we had the first listing yesterday on Bbox or Buybox, not sure how you spell it right. And this was a community effort. The community came together and bared the fees for the listing. And then what we have seen is a lot of requests towards how can we support, and we had only a project wallet until now. The project wallet is a multi-sig wallet, and we are not going to touch the wallet until we have DAO. But because the community was pushing so hard, and it's going to make sense anyways, we have created a second, which is only intended for listings, which means if you would like to port the listing activity of our project, and we have a lot of proposals already from different, some even actually pretty large, then the best way of doing it would be to donate directly to the listing wallet. Wi-Fi has brought an article yesterday along with the listing on Buybox, and there you can find the correct wallet address. This is also a multi-sig wallet, and so if you want to see Ryoshi being listed in further exchanges as fast as possible, just pitch something there, and we are going to make it happen.
Okay, Bruno, your time to choose.
Yeah. So now my time to choose. Since you let me see here. Well, if you have one cryptologist, because I was answering, you can just jump in now. I would not mind.
Yeah, I saw one. Somebody said maybe you can have an online billboard that allows community to upvote artists. It could be displayed on a website, just like there's a billboard in the USA with top music artists. Yeah, I think that would be a cool idea. Of course, it's finding out the development side of it, but I mean, I figured there could probably be an API that we could use that would do that. But that would be a neat idea for people to have something visual to see. And then I think it would be neat if, again, like I said earlier, if you're not voted in this time, that the next time you're gonna have a better chance. You're gonna be weighted better to see yourself start moving up in those charts. So that might be something neat that we could do.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So I would take the last question. Would be how big is the team? We have here how many devs and members are working on the project, just 4 to 5. How big is the team? So we have one OG dev, which is Wi-Fi. We have 2 extra devs which work more directly in coordination with Wi-Fi. And we have an admin team of 5 people at the moment. And we have also a coordination team for moderation and other activities, which would be around 10 to 15 people. And we have a trial mod area, so a trial mod role. The trial mod role has also a specific process. And within this process, we allow the team to interact with the candidates to support the team in other activities. And we have not a timeline for that approach, for that process. Once the team and the candidate feels it's the right time to move forward, we just update the state from trial mods to a specific role within the team. And we have about 15 to 25 trial mods, because we added some today, which are at the moment assessing how they could support. We have also a lot of members that are not undergoing the trial mods, which support our daily activities. So many of the marketing material that we see, many of the ideas that we're discussing here, they are also being supported by artists from the community. We have some special NFT collections being prepared, which are not being informed yet by artists that are not part of the team, but they want to contribute. So the team itself would be, sorry, this was a German word, would be in whole like between 15 to 25 people at the moment, but the community is looking larger, and we will adapt as requested.
Okay, nice. Cryptologist, it's your turn now. Last question. Choose wisely.
I did. I picked the billboard.
You did?
Yes.
Yeah, he jumped in. Yeah.
Okay, chef. Choose a question.
Safe cat.
Oh,
Oh, we have
Yes,
a
I'm
question for
giving
cats.
leaks.
No, it's not. It's not. Have a question for you. It's you
I'm-
choose a question. Go
Yeah,
choose
I'm
one.
not going to phrase this one.
Yes.
Choose a question from YouTube.
Okay. Yeah. Crypto Royalty was asking which L2 rollup platform are you going to use? Well,
No, chef, we cannot inform that. no leaky chef
You
today.
know why I can't answer that?
Block that one. Block.
Okay.
Don't inform on that.
Do not.
So I will not answer any question.
Even though he please delete the resume in YouTube channel quickly.
Oh man.
Right. If it's okay, we'll let. It looks like Captain Kirk is. This will be the last question. If it's okay with you, Chef.
Yes, go ahead.
Raising his hand over and over and over again. We can make this the last one.
Hello,
Hey,
Captain
everyone.
Kirk. Hello.
Hey, I just had a.
What was that? You muted.
I don't want to get into stuff you guys talked to earlier in the day or in the AMA. A lot of us are a part of the other communities, right? My question is, with information that's coming down from y'all, with either listings or future projects or stuff on the roadmap, how is that information going to be disseminated? As in, as it happens, or are we going to get a notice, as you guys have been doing in a previous, or is it going to be instantaneous? Like right now it's happening, this is the information, or is it, hey, this is possible in the future, we're going to keep trying, if that makes sense?
Well, that makes sense. I'm not sure if Chef is the one to answer this, but if I should answer, just please let me know, Kat.
Anyone can answer the question.
Okay, so I will take it. It will depend. First, thank you for the question, because it's a really important one to clarify how we're going to communicate this. It will depend on the utility. Some of the utilities or the announcement itself. For example, as a cryptologist mentioned before, we have a different way of approaching stuff, and we try to come together and define how we're going to deploy specific information. When it comes to listings, we see a normal behavior of a community coming together, and then we have the spread of the information, and then we have the exchange also informing on it. And normally the exchange has to inform first. This is what we sign in case a signature is needed. That's what we commit. So we have to wait for them to make the announcement, and then we can confirm or deny. in that case, we would be confirming, of course. If there's an utility that needs a little bit more explanation before its release, like Ryoshi's Vision Concert, then we would be creating an AMA, explaining, creating documentation as we're doing now. If we're going to talk about what happened already, like the white paper, everybody saw that while we were working on the white paper, we actually almost deactivated our Twitter account because we were focusing on delivery. So we're not really focusing on saying, we are going to do this, we're going to do that. It was more, let's do it, get it done. And when it's done, we're going to find the best way to inform. So there's not going to be a standard approach on how to inform the specific announcement. It will really depend on our coming together as a moderation and admin team, as project team, to evaluate how we can deploy the information the best way possible to avoid confusion. And we will always learn from that process and move forward. So on that point, if the community feels that the specific communication was not the best, we're going to try to do best in the next time, and this is how we're going to adapt. If I commit to a specific process and then this is a bad process, there's nothing much we will be able to do, because what we are going to target is everything that we commit, we deliver. And if we don't commit, it's because we're not able to commit yet. So this is pretty much how we'll move forward. We don't want to have like, oh, this is going to be in a few weeks if we are not able to achieve it. But if we say we're able to achieve it, it's because we have tested enough to be able to inform as well.
Yeah, and I'll add on to that, and we can wrap it up here. One thing that we do want to avoid is any of the dumb FOMO stuff that you see, the silly FOMO stuff that you see out there, secret this and buy now before it's too late because it's about to blast off and it's going to be too late for you. I think that's one of the dumbest statements that is said out there, because what you're essentially telling somebody is that after this blast off, after this rocket, you can't buy it anymore. And how does that make sense for the lifelong viability of a project to say, hey, you missed out? There's never going to be a time where it's too late to buy. There's, of course, everybody's got their own investing, I guess, criteria. But in a sense, for us, we're always going to keep working. We're always going to keep pushing. And the last thing that we want to do is cause some kind of panic to someone to sell or to buy or anything, because we're trying to, cause some kind of hype and FOMO. So.
Yes, hype and FOMO leads normally to some kind of correction, and this leads to a lot of people frustrated because they were expecting the price to rise, and overbuying leads to correction. So, of course, we see always ourselves as bringing and ourselves would be community plus project bringing further utility. So we always are going to target bringing more valuation and value to the project, which also leads to an increase in price. So at the end, everybody would also be making profit in the long run. That's what we expect for the whole community, of course. But this period before a correction where people are frustrated, this brings a lot of strong vibes, which are not always the best. So we just try to show that we deliver step by step our utilities, and with that we focus also in keeping the energy of the community in a nice and kind way, which allows us to work better and to get more inputs from the community as well.
Cool. Right, I think that pretty much wraps everything. That's been the AMA. Answered a bunch of community questions. We've run over everything. We've explained the whole gist. So I guess if you guys want to close out with any statements, we'll wrap up there. Say your bye-byes. What you got? Give us some little one-liners or something.
Sure, so maybe I'll go first here. So again, for all the community, this is the first time I personally interact in a voice to the whole community, in a voice chat. So again, for all the support and all the trust that we have felt from the beginning, I can only thank you a lot. So we are developing here something that's really unique. From my experience, one of the most interesting phases in my personal life, where I'm learning so much and being able to contribute in a direct way to what I believe that's going to be the future, which is the decentralization. And so thank you very much for paying attention to our AMA today. If you have any kind of further questions or inputs, please feel free to reach out to us at any time. And I wish you all an amazing day and a great weekend ahead as well. So thank you very much for listening, and we will talk also soon. Bye-bye from my side.
So thank yourself. Don't thank me in any of this. You guys are what make things happen. I'm just here to lend a hand.
No, Kat. I will be
Thank
honest here. So personally, I can you hear? Because now the sound is blasting a little bit.
Cat is okay.
Yes. So, Kat, you know how much I love you. I already said I follow you since a long time. And I just hope that we can find a way of working together.
All right. We're moving them. We'll wrap it up.
You're gonna give your outro. We still got.
And I mean, if the community does
Stop.
well, no,
It's cryptologist time. Let him talk.
let me bring something. in.
Bruno is long-winded. You haven't figured that out.
Yeah, but I will force something because I think it's important. We are going to focus on everything that we can do for the community, and if the community would like to see you more with us, and there are requirements there, and the community thinks that they are what we need to do, why not? So don't think that we forgot you. That's all. Actually, pretty much the opposite. I love working with you, mates.
Oh, that's sweet. I mean, yeah. You guys want to see me?
Yeah, Cat knows how I feel about him.
Yeah. And you know how I feel about being asked to work. You know my price.
Yeah, it's all good. We come back emoji days. But anyway, appreciate you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Arigatou gozaimasu. Merci beaucoup. Shukran. And thank you to everybody.
Danke Sean.
Danke Sean. Gracias. Everybody that's shown up in all our community that's around the globe. You're awesome.
All right, that's it then. All right, well, thanks for coming to the Ryoshis Visions Concerts AMA.
Thank
Chef,
you.
if you'd like to start the bye-byes and everyone else say bye-bye.
Yes,
Then that'll be it.
On today,
Say bye-bye.
On the day caught me. Next time, patch better if you don't want leaks. So
Yeah, I wasn't late.
So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Bruno, for your patience with us. Reptologists, thank you for your great work. Thank you, Kat, for being with us, and everyone that is on the chat, Wifey, all the anonymous people that has helped us. Thank you. You know who you are. Thank you for bringing Ryoshi concerts to our community, for us. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay, say bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
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 All right, bye.